Hey there, Libra. Welcome to reading for the week of April 7th. This week, we're going to jump right in here. You have this Aquarius card. It says rebellion on it. It says think outside the box and stretch the boundaries of what could be. You have this wealth of knowledge. It says connect to the knowledge in your soul to teach and help heal the world. Yes, I think it's a great time of expansion, for sure. And, we have Jupiter and Gemini. And, Gemini, obviously you're not a Gemini, but still, you are an air sign. So that Jupiter and Gemini energy will definitely benefit you more than other people. And so that rebellion card says think outside the box and stretch the boundaries of what could be. And it definitely could be a great time for you to expand or, and here you go. I literally said that and you get the Three of Wands, the card of expansion. So it could be a great time for you to expand or share more of yourself or your ideas or your plans with the world. And I literally say the world and the world comes out. That's crazy. So, it's time for you to share those ideas and put things out into the world, clearly. I think with the King of Swords as your very first card, the King of Swords has a wealth of knowledge. The King of Swords is like the king of knowledge and wisdom. He takes his knowledge and he turns it into wisdom. Which is an action, right? He can't just learn things. He has to take what he has learned and he has to put it into practice to show the world he is what he says he's made of. And I feel a lot of you could be thinking about that this week and, putting more things out into the world. And again, you have the world. So with the King of Swords, I would definitely be sharing. The other thing that I would say that came up for some other people is here's the thing. You have this card and you also have the Eight of Wands next to the world. The Eight of Wands is very direct, straight, and to the point. Same thing with the King of Swords. So with, in all your communications, I would just be very, very clear. The retrograde ends on the 7th, the Mercury retrograde, I should say. And even though it will be ending, retrogrades are always strongest at the end. So I'm doing this video on April 2nd. It'll be published on April 3rd, a few days before the week. And I would just say from now until, the next 2 weeks or 3 weeks, I would make sure that you're being very direct and straight and to the point with all your communication. You have the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands is a card of conviction. This is about belief. Now, we have the Eight of Wands right next to the Seven of Wands. With the Eight of Wands, we cannot pull in two different directions. If we do, we're just going to be stuck. We have to aim in one direction, and if we do that, we will have an accomplishment. And you have Eight of Wands to the world. The world can represent an accomplishment. So this is a card of being convicted in your beliefs. And if you believe that you can accomplish something deep down inside, then you will. And I would make sure that you're being very clear. I would also set boundaries, again, just as a general energy here, I would set boundaries with people with your communication, meaning that if you say something, you mean it. And so the reading is definitely saying stick to your word this week and make sure that you stick to the things that you say. I don't know, it just seems to be important this week. You have the Hermit. I feel a lot of people feel like they are getting out of Hermit mode. Again, we've had almost 6 months of straight retrograde since November. We've had retrograde, many planets have gone retrograde during that time, and we haven't had a break. So, I think that retrogrades kind of put us into this introspective place where we are very much in our head. The King of Swords is a very head energy. He isn't necessarily, but he could be very much in his head, right? And I just think the Hermit is saying to people that it's time to get out into the world. It's time to get out of your head. And instead of thinking, it's time to start doing and all that other good stuff. We go up to the Eight of Wands and the Six of Pentacles. Eight of Wands is action. Six of Pentacles is planting seeds. It says hey, if during all these retrogrades since November, you came up with some good ideas, it might be time to start experimenting or playing around with those ideas with the Six of Pentacles, because the Six of Pentacles is a card of experimentation. I always say that the Six of Pentacles says you need to plant some seeds in a direction. You need to try something, and if it works, great, keep doing it. If it doesn't work, stop and do something else. And as long as you do that, things will probably go very, very well for you here, Libra. With the King of Swords, you have the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, time to get started. Knight of Pentacles is the only knight that isn't making a move. Now, the funny thing about the Knight of Pentacles, is that he has these oak leaves on his helmet, which represent knowledge and wisdom. but he's the only knight that isn't making a move in the tarot. So he needs to plant seeds in this field behind him, and they will grow. But he has to take the action to do it. And I definitely feel that for you, where it's like time to take action. It's like you have everything you need right here. All you have to do is plant those seeds. And look, I mean, we have the 9 of Pentacles right here. She has grown those grapes behind her. She is getting abundance for the work that she has done. Yes, with the 7 of Wands, you have the Star. I don't know. I think for probably till 2033, everybody is going to get messages like this where it's like we need to pick one thing and make it happen. The Star is about having a North Star. And what that means is that everything you do in your life is moving you towards one big thing, right? And that could be anything. That could be your health. That could be your wellness. That could be your business. But you know, with a star, we have to kind of like come up with a big vision for our life. We have this bird right here, and this is the ibis, which is the bird of knowledge and wisdom. Everything about your reading is saying knowledge and wisdom, right? And the bird represents getting a bird's eye view. So we have to look at our life from the top down, and we have to say, like, we have to look at everything we're doing and saying, you know, are these things I do, does it get me closer or farther away from what I want? And if it's getting you closer, keep doing it. If it's getting you farther away, change it, transform it, make it easier, or do something different, right? And that's what I would do with the star. But really good energy as well. You know, it's a card of hope, faith, and renewal. So, you know, it could just be a good vibe for you this week. With the Hermit, you have the 9 of Pentacles. Yeah, 9 of Pentacles twice, which is great. 9 of Pentacles is pre-Empress energy. You know, kind of giving me not really a glow-up vibe, but, you know, some of you Libras could be working on having a glow-up. You know, if there was a sign for having a glow-up, it would probably be Libra, right? Libras are considered the most attractive, right? So you have the star. You know, to me, for a reading to be a glow-up reading, I need the sun, the star, and the Empress, like, all together, touching, right? And, you know, to me, that's what that would be. But, you know, it's kind of giving me this vibe that you are working on yourself, because she is the card of independence. And she is also very focused on something. She has this falcon. Speaking of birds, she has this falcon right here. And the falcon represents the fact that she is training her focus. She is choosing or picking what to focus on, and she's making it happen. So I think it would be an amazing time of, like, focus for you. You have a lot of cards that basically say that. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this abundance card. Love it. And you have this releasing blocks card. Love it. I'm pretty sure you've had this releasing blocks card with me before recently as well. So you could be looking at things that are creating blockages or slowing you down. You know, the 8 of Wands, we'll talk about it in a second. But the 8 of Wands is definitely a card of removing things that slow you down. I feel like you are focused on abundance. That doesn't necessarily mean that you have abundance at this very moment, but it does say that you are, you know, with the star, you could be picking one thing to commit to, like work or business wise or whatever wise, and you're committing to something that brings more abundance into your life. You have the 9 of Pentacles, the 8 of Wands, and the 3 of Wands. 9 of Pentacles, again, card of independence. You know, she has a skill. She has these grapes behind her, and the grapes in the tarot represent, like, having a specific skill that you can do well that is hard for other people. So if you have a specific skill, I would be using it to increase your abundance or to increase your earnings. As always, Libra, you always get the 9 of Pentacles with me. I'm always saying to work on your environment, right? I think that one of the best things that I've ever done is work on my environment. You know, the example I always use is my setup. I have a million things that I have to turn on to sit down and do these readings. All the cameras, all the lights, the mixer, you know, this recording thing I have here that allows me to switch the cameras, right? So I have it all plugged into like one button. So I come in here, and I don't even have a button anymore. I used to. Now all I have to do is plug one cord into my computer here, and it turns everything on, right? So you know, I removed the friction. And I think the 9 of Pentacles and also the 8 of Wands is saying it's time to look at things that cause friction and in your environment. That could be the energy around you, could be your workplace, it could be the habits or activities that you do, and it's time to remove friction. 8 of Wands to me is a card of creating a slip and slide in your life. I'm a big fan of doing this, is looking at things that slow me down and just saying to myself, how can I make this thing more slippery? How can I make it easier? How can I make it better? How is there some other way that I could be doing this activity? So for everything that I don't like doing, I always look for ways to make it better. And again, it will change your life, I promise. So the Eight of Wands is about speed, and it's about creating more speed. Now, speed isn't always a good thing, but efficiency is. So maybe, as I said to everyone in 2025, that the key word moving forward for 2025 was efficiency. And I would be looking at how you can be more efficient in the things that are slowing you down. Release the blocks, right? I also feel that there could be communication. We have a little bit of love here. We have the Page of Cups, and even the Six of Pentacles could be like the start of something new as far as love is concerned. So just a little bit of a side message I'm getting. Like, if you want love, there could be like an admirer that you're communicating with this week, which is fine. Next, you have the Three of Wands. Expansion. We talked about it at the beginning of the reading. So expansion is going to be very good for you, especially with Jupiter still in Gemini. Even though it's going to leave in June, doesn't matter. The Three of Wands encourages adventure, and you go up to the world here. From Three of Wands to the world to the Page of Cups. So if you do want love, this could say you have to get out into the world to meet a person. The Three of Wands also encourages adventuring into the unknown. Literally everything about the astrology for the next 10 years is about, at least I would say, is about exploring new ideas and exploring new things. And I say it in almost every single reading, but it's that important. It's so important that I'm willing to deal with the comments of people that say, you say this every single reading, right? That's how important it is. And, I would just explore new ideas, new things at this time. With the Nine of Pentacles, you have the Seven of Cups. Yes, being spoiled for choice. I feel this is pretty good. Seven of Cups sometimes can be a little bit, it's not really challenging, but it can be a little bit bad in some way because, he's seeing good things and bad things in these cups. So instead of taking action, he's just dreaming of like what could happen if he, took action, or if he did this, or if he did that. But really the trick with the card is that he has to take action. So, but I feel pretty good about it. Like, I feel like you're seeing options. Like I said with the Eight of Wands, it's like you need to find better ways of doing things to remove the blocks, to create less friction in your life. So again, I think you're just seeing all the ways you can do things, which is great. With the Eight of Wands, you have the Strength card. Yeah, it takes work. Strength is work. Strength is something that this lady on the card has to do every single day. The lion, I should say, represents your inner critic or your inner demons. And the lion is submitting to this lady here. Now, we have the Eight of Wands. Remember what I said. It's going to be words seem to be very important right now. Kind of makes sense because Mercury is going direct. So we probably need to be more clear with our words. We probably also should watch the words that we say about ourselves. And again, she does not listen to her inner critic, and it's something she has to build strength. She has to practice doing this every single day. And with the Eight of Wands, a card of words, I would be very careful of your words right now. With the Three of Wands, you have the Three of Cups. Celebration. People are very important right now. I didn't expect this back in 2 months ago, but it's like all of a sudden, all the readings have been encouraging people to really, really focus on those concentrated connections, meaning the people who really share your vision, the people who really lift you up. And the Three of Cups, these three people are celebrating this harvest that's going on around them. So I would just, it's not a big thing, but, I would make sure, with the Strength card and the Eight of Wands, I would really make sure that you're kind of surrounding yourself with those people who gas you up, Libra. Those people who fill your head with good ideas, not bad ideas, and things like that. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this Awaken card and this Illuminate card. You are awakening, probably. I mean, you have the Star. The Star is a card of illumination. It is a card of enlightenment. All the light cards, the Hangman is a card of enlightenment because it's glowing. The Sun is a card of enlightenment, but also the Star is a card of enlightenment. So you could be awakening to purpose. You could be awakening to good directions in your life, or the things that you're meant to work on. All that would be good for you here, Libra. You have the Six of Pentacles, the World, and the Six of Swords. The Six of Pentacles is about planting seeds in a direction. With the Six of Pentacles, we have to experiment and play with life, and we have to see what works and see what doesn't, and then double down on the good stuff and get rid of the rest. As long as you do that, then things will go very well for you with the Six of Pentacles. If you don't do that, then they won't. So Six of Pentacles says be very clear with the things that you're doing, and make sure you're doing what works. The other thing is, like, a lot of people I've noticed have had these kind of cards in the readings this week that say, like, be careful of people who don't give back to you. I don't really see that in your reading, but it just seems like a collective energy. Like, just be clear with people, and if people don't do what they say, be careful of that type of person. You have the World, probably your most important card here. You're having like a tiny little bit of a glow up here, or maybe you're working, if you're working on yourself, you could be standing out more. And the World encourages you to stand out in the world. On top of that, you have the Magician right next to the World. So the World can be about creating your own world, creating your the ultimate vision for your life in the world, and it's about like manifesting it in the world. This lady here in the middle is a sorceress, and she has like two wands. One wand is like the Magician's wand, and one wand is more a wand of action and doing things to take action. So I would do both, like manifest, but also do. And if you do that, then you might just create a better world for yourself. You have the Six of Swords. Six of Swords is about moving on to calmer shores, heading towards improvements. Sometimes with the Six of Swords, I get a little bit of a kind of like a back to the drawing board energy. I do feel that for you. Now, one thing I will say is that this is a very common energy just in general, where where we're all being asked to kind of go back to the drawing board and rethink things that we've been working on for a long time. And it's not like we're starting over, but I think we're more perfecting. And not that anything in life is perfect, but and really maybe a better way to put it would be to say that we're all getting more focused, right? And so it's like maybe for many years you've been working on certain projects or certain jobs or whatever, and it's like now you're getting a little bit more focused in on what you actually love to do. And that's what you could be going back to. That you could be, maybe you're saying, what, I like this one part of my job, but I don't like this other part of my job. So I'm going to focus in on this part that I like, and I'm going to find another job where I can do more of what I like, right? That's just one example. There's a million things that you could be kind of going back to the drawing board on. But what I would say is I think it'll be worth it. With the Six of Pentacles, you have the Tower. Definitely a change. I actually don't feel bad about this Tower. Tower plus the World, by the way, can just be a move. So some of you could be moving. The other thing is, and you also have the Eight of Wands, which can also be a move. But the other thing is again, just like I said, it's like you're entering into a new reality. The whole point of the Tower is that these people inside the Tower have been ignoring reality, and the universe is forcing them to see reality for what it actually is. So I feel this is more of like that back to the drawing board type of energy, where it's like you're saying to yourself, like, I like some of these things in my life. I don't like some of these other things. I get this feeling of you more admitting it to yourself that you like don't like some things. Like, I don't know, sometimes I think we have to. It's like sometimes I think we lie to ourselves and we're like, oh, I love doing this, whatever it is, but we really don't. And I kind of feel that's really what I feel about this Tower, is that you're like admitting to yourself that like you don't like your job, or maybe you don't like something else in your life, and you're just admitting that you have to go back to the drawing board and like do things differently. Really, I don't see that as a bad thing. And here you go. This changes everything. With the World, you have the Judgment card. World and the Tower is the most powerful combination in the tarot. These two cards together represent like a major revelation or a major wake-up call. So there definitely could be like a big revelation for you this week about like something that you need to go back to the drawing board on, or something that you need to revisit or change or do differently. And so, like I said, I didn't feel bad about the Tower, and now I definitely don't feel bad about the Tower. Yeah, with the Six of Swords, you have the Six of Cups. I love two sixes together. Two sixes together kind of is confirmation for your path. It says you're going in the right direction. You're doing the right things that you need to be doing. But it's funny, this would kind of be another card of revisiting something. The Six of Cups is a card of innocence and nostalgia. So you could be thinking about the past, and not a person, but you could be, but really this kind of gives me more the vibes of you like thinking about what makes you feel childlike or thinking about things that actually make you happy. And again, that's probably what you're going back to the drawing board on here. And maybe you're revisiting or redoing, or maybe you're looking at how you can bring more of that like joy into your life. Next, in the good stuff, you have this New Beginnings card and this Power card. Yeah, like I said, after all these retrogrades, I think everybody's going to be having new beginnings just because that's what happens. And also, at the same exact time of all these the end of the retrogrades or getting to the end, we have those 2 eclipses. So, just adding it all up, I think a lot of people could be having new beginnings. The Power card, you definitely could be taking the lead more at this time. I mean, we start with that King of Swords, which could be you taking the lead, which would be good. You have the Page of Cups, the Magician, and the Hangman. The Page of Cups could be an admirer. Not really a love reading, but I do feel there is a little bit of love here. So if you want it, it exists. And I always say, I think love is always available to us. We just have to like go and get it, obviously, and we have to get attention. People love to tell me how they can't find love. I'm like, I guarantee you bet your ass, if I went to the store right now and I asked every single person out in the store, at least one person would say yes, right? So love is always available to us, I think, and we just have to put ourselves in a position to actually get it, right? And so I think this is a choice. Rant over, Libra. I think what I was trying to say there is that this is a choice. Like, if you want it, sure, go and get it. If you don't want it, then don't do it. Just keep doing what you're doing. You'll be fine. It could be a little bit of a surprise as well. The Tower with the Page of Cups sometimes, I think, could say that you are interested in a person and that you will be surprised that the person is also interested in you. So there you go. You have the Magician. The Magician is a card of manifestation, of course, and bringing something down to earth. That could be the thing about the Tower, is that you could be accepting the reality that you have to take action to actually manifest something in your life. And, I would take action with that card. I always pull the card that he's pointing to. We're going to say it's this one. This card says synchronicity. There you go. It's like when you're on the right path, you will see a lot of synchronicities. So I would pay attention to the synchronicities. The other thing I think people do sometimes is ask too much, right? So I can't tell you how many people over the years that I've talked to where they're like, oh, I saw 333 on the clock. I saw 1111, when I was thinking about my idea or something I wanted to do. And then I saw 222 and, a feather dropped on my head and all this stuff happened, but I'm not sure if that was actually a sign. It's like the universe is tapping its foot saying, like, how many signs do you need, Libra? It's like if you ask for a sign and you get a sign, eventually the universe is going to get fed up and be like, how many times do I have to smack this person over the head with 1111, right? So trust and believe in the synchronicities that you see. It is an answer. You have the Hangman. Every single person this week has had the Hangman. Makes sense after the retrogrades. Again, he's hanging from the tree of knowledge and wisdom. He's gaining enlightenment, but he had to put himself on pause. Retrogrades, we put ourselves on pause so that we can get answers. I think people are finally moving forward. With the Page of Cups, you have the Wheel of Fortune and the Death card wanted to come out together. Wheel of Fortune in the good stuff definitely can represent a change in your fortunes. The Death card can just be a change. You have the Tower card right next to it. So, not only the Tower card, but also the Judgment card. So there's clearly some sort of big change coming in for you. The Wheel of Fortune would say your fortunes are turning in your favor, which is good. With the Magician, you have the Page of Pentacles. Yeah, if you want love, could be a new person. Page of Pentacles usually starts as communication. So again, if you're looking for love, you could just start by communicating with this person, or it does start with communication. For others, this would be a new beginning. We have, Tower, Judgment, World, Magician, Page of Pentacles. These are really all cards of starting something new. So a lot of you, I think, could be starting something new. With the Hangman, what do you know? You have the Ace of Pentacles, a big new opportunity that's coming that you've been waiting for. I kind of feel like this is the opportunity that you've been waiting for is coming in for you here with the Ace of Pentacles. So, again, if you have asked for an opportunity, I feel like the universe is showing you synchronicities, and it's almost like this is a big yes. Maybe that's a better way to put it. I kind of feel that Ace of Pentacles is like a big yes from the universe, so I would take it, whatever it is. Next, you have this Clouds card. It says temporary problems. I think this is true for everyone right now. That, again, we are definitely in a time where if we try to do something, it's there will be little minor annoyances that pop up. I think this card comes up to remind people that they are just minor annoyances. They are not saying like stop. They're just, saying, hey, overcome this small problem and you'll be fine. You have this frying pan card. It says trouble, accusations. I actually feel like there could be some sort of truth coming out. The tower could definitely be accusations, like people who have accused you of doing something. But you have the judgment card, which would be the truth coming out. Guess what? Neptune leaving Pisces is the truth coming out. Neptune and Pisces is a straight up delusion, straight up illusion, a straight up lie. And so I've been saying this since 2016. We're going to see a lot of truths coming out during Neptune and Pisces, and definitely after. And guess what? I haven't been wrong. All these celebrities getting exposed. We're going to see more of that. We're going to see more of all sorts of things coming out. So the truth about aliens, the truth about JFK, although, will they ever tell us the truth? I don't know. This is how much trust I have for the government is actually negative. If my fingers could go negative, it would be that much. But, again, we're going to see a lot of things coming out. So if someone has accused you of something, it could be good that the truth is coming out. You have this bridge card. It says successfully overcoming a problem. So there you go. Wouldn't even worry about any problems. You have this tree card. It says affairs with family. Yeah, again, concentrated connections with the 3 of Cups. Surround yourself with the people who really lift you up. And finally, you have this broom card. It says new home, new attitude. Yeah, we saw a lot of moving here. So if you're moving, definitely could be very good. But we also talked about your environment with the 9 of Pentacles. So sometimes we just need to do a little spring cleaning or whatever, and that can change our energy. So anything you can do around the house would be a good idea. But this looks really good, Libra. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.